Absolutely. Well, it is the time to get into Inferno. So we're going to go right there, right now, and start to have a look in what will be coming our way inside this server now. Because, you know, there were some big performances individually from some of those members over on LFO. The exact same could be said, though, for Rooster. So, yeah, I think Inferno is going to be a really, really exciting one. And here it is, straight back into it now. Komodo, Rooster, they need it all here. Everything has to be on the line.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, for LFO, though, you want this pistol. You're starting off on the T side as Rooster elected to start off on the CT side. Getting in their full range of Kevlar as well. Again, something interesting for Rooster. It's not norm, I guess. They've had a different epiphany of sorts on how they want to tackle their CT-sided pistol rounds, I guess. For LFO, though, they'll be totem poling up in the broom closet, and they've swept chelleos away.
Great start. Already that B site there for free, but LFO showing a level of hesitancy here. They will have to start to get moving, but you never sort of know what's there. You know, is chelleos there alone, or are there sitting members back towards the site? It's definitely going to become clear in a second as they clear towards the back of the site that there is only nobody else home. So that bomb's going to get planted, Komodo, and now the retake starts to come in.
No utility, no kits. It is just a peanut shooting gallery.
Always the way. Rooster love to kind of fight the dirty fight nice and early. And already these members of LFO really sort of off the gas. TJP, great opening here. Does spot out another towards the pillar, but it's Savage to swing wide with pride. As ADK gets another. Now ASAP spots out. A couple of members in towards Nana here. They are waiting. They are taking it slow. nettik gets a frag, but with no time, with no opportunity. They do it well, and the members inside Banana secure an opening round here for LFO.
Yeah, I mean, look at what the weight of this round is and how it played out. A push down Banana where you lose that duel to the totem pole. A clean plant at the B site. Kills being traded. Some great swings, I might say, from Savage. I think those were even 2 1-taps when he peeked out from Nubox. And at the end, even Apoc did getting that final frag onto nettik, who was already opting to try and save. So a really well-placed round out from LFO. You know that in this state of CS, the CTs are forcing up in the second round if they lose. That's what we've got right now. All the pistols, bit of utility, no kits yet again. chelleos actually foregoing any Kevlar and Helms. Wants to get early up on that AWP as quick as possible, one might assume.
Always just a deagle for him. But, you know, map like Inferno, close quarters, Komodo, these pistols can do a lot of work.
Yeah. For sure, and with a grenade stack, or a grenade rather, just from ASAP to try and chip away at any HP of LFO. You have to be really careful in how they're going to path in towards this B site. They do choose to go to A. You're just going to be seeing chelleos, who is the, I guess, weaker equipped member of the Rooster side. He's by himself. As I said, no Kevlar or anything, just a smoke and a deagle. I'd hate to kind of see LFO go into the A site. If they beat chelleos and wrap around for a crunch on B, they will then have to contend with the stack. Would be quite fun to see how Rooster do actually battle that one out. But now chelleos starts to rotate away. LFO not yet decided, Mitch, on where they want to finish.
Yeah, it's a very heavy lean, so I wonder what information that they'll be able to gather here. You know, that it may very well be a stack. Still sort of working it out. You know, I'll have to have a chat with the players after this one to see who's sort of doing what. But they get aggressive now. They're really looking for it. chelleos kind of being that first one to do it. But now as they march on in, ADK is going to be able to pick up another. nettik does get one more. Now it's awkward. Blind as a bat here. Swinging wide, and they are able to do it. So TJP picking up that Galil. This is where the chaos ensues. And I love that from Rooster. You know, they don't want to be sitting there waiting for LFO to come to them. They start the party themselves.
Yeah, I'll take it on the other narrative. For LFO, I think that they played themselves. They weren't getting any map control. They were waiting way too patiently to see what Rooster were going to do. Ending into any stack, you saw all the utility go down at the A site, but then they're trying to wrap on towards B. As soon as you hear all those footsteps from Rooster, you know, you're not being proactive as LFO. We already saw on Mirage that didn't work for them in a lot of those rounds. They haven't adapted since that 30-round first map coming into the server.
Couple of quick frags for chelleos. Apoc though does get the response, so that's a rifle secured here as well. But still a bit of a pause on the part of the round. Licky has nothing to work with here.
you can shut down this force of LFO as Rooster, guaranteeing yourselves some more breathing room on the CT side as well. Just try and hold on to the rifles that you do have in your possession for ASAP if you want to go charging with that Mac 10. Eventually, you can steal the AK-47 if you take out APOC Dud.
It's that slow walk now, but look how much information nettik's got. Really have to get Wriggle on here. And I don't think they're going to be ready for it at all. nettik's actually found the first onto Sterling. Licky taken as well. So great positioning, great reactionary play out of nettik. And with that bomb being dropped, APOC Dud has a whole lot to overwhelm with only 40 points of HP left. And nettik, take a bow because that round is yours.
Yeah, I mean, pretty decent one for Rooster as well. Making sure that they hold enough over into the next. nettik, I mean, it's always going to be an interesting round on what you want to take into this one as well, knowing that there's not really going to be too much of a retaliation force from LFO. Just them Glocks. So again, a situation where you just want to see chelleos farm up. He's got the gun that permits the biggest kill reward. Everyone grouped up at the T-stairs for LFO. These sort of rounds early on, you don't need to invest in a timeout either, right? You use this round as a free timeout, a discussion between the squad. Figure out what your gun round, which is going to be the next round, will look like for LFO. And that's going to be an MP9. chelleos not clearing corners. Seen a lot of that today. A lot of players not clearing the right corner, or in this case, the left corner. And you get taken out.
So still very much just holding true to their position. Only good thing here is obviously Savage has recovered the MP9, but no Kevlar. Been very slow this round. Very slow of an approach.
Yeah. It's funny the shift that we've seen from Mirage and Inferno when we've got Rooster in the server from a team that is just very, very quick with their Nikes on to now playing very slow, almost EU-esque from the experience that they're getting overseas when they are over there. Just waiting for all these kills to happen. 3 alive for Rooster's good, but yeah, what I was saying, trying to conform your own style to meet with the other style, right? We see it time and time again with Greyhound when they go overseas. You got to conform a little bit to a bit of EU style, and when you come back, you almost forget all of that because OS style is different to international style.
Yeah.
The way to win in OS is different.
Oh yeah. Very, very common. That's why there's sort of heavy criticism from the top teams about the level of practice, you know, scrimming to win sort of thing as opposed to scrimming to learn. But hey, I do feel like CS2 is going to bring back some old heads, take these young talents and put them into the right place in the best of ways. But straight down mid again, looking for that additional approach. chelleos has already got a really, really solid position here. This is the thing about LFO. You cannot be letting Rooster have any room. How has chelleos walked away with 2 frags here? Hat's also taken rather low. Does manage to at least get the response to the TJP though, but he's taken so far down. 80k spotted. And he's the lone soldier here on this B site into CT. Does he go for the peek? He does. So that's going to be Hat's taken down. And a missed smoke onto CT, which is a very big blunder. Hat seemed to be a bit of a lone ranger there.
Yeah, he's just throwing that one to see if he could scale up and provide Licky a bit of an entry to bring the bomb into the B site. Licky, mind you, hasn't moved from T-stairs the whole map.
Okay. 1v3. It's really, really slow on this approach. Licky's going to be taken down. So they're showing a little bit more hesitance here. Rooster. And now the pace does get picked up. They know exactly where he is. Licky's going to try and actually walk in towards CT. I don't think they're ready for it here, but...
Yeah, they're all right.
Licky tried to get the jump, but ASAP was ready.
Yep. 4-1. That's the gun round shut down as well. So for LFO, they get the pistol, and it's kind of gone downhill from there. It's just tumbling on down, collecting all of the dirt. They need to brush themselves off, have a bit of a rinse. Get sorted. Back into this game. It's just going to be pistols at best in this one. If you're Rooster, you want to try and convert this into a 5th and really build up more of your economy. ASAP nearing 10k. Always going to go really well. It's interesting that chelleos isn't actually wanting to get an AWP out either, Mitch, opting for an AUG instead. The situation doesn't really suggest an AWP is required. From the fragging that Rooster are coming out with, from the pistols for LFO as well. You never want to miss an AWP shot and be vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly right. LFO, though, it rings to an old version of LFO that I do remember on this map. Very slow, very hesitant. And you can't let that happen when you've got Rooster as the opposing enemy. But then again, still very early days in the round, still only pistols. Can't really judge what's sort of coming out for now, but I have to see a level of confidence because we know in the current meta, right, Komodo, that CT sides are relatively slow in Oceania on this map of Inferno.
Yeah, and you also got to remember as well, if LFO are going to be playing with this level of slowness, the next gun round they lose, it would just spear away on this half. Speaking of, chelleos able to find 2. Almost being able to just shut things down in and of itself. 40 seconds. LFO can get a plant. I mean, it would certainly help your economy. It's not going to be the be-all and end-all to get everything, you know, happening the right way.
I mean, it's going to be a 3-on-2 on this A site. I mean, obviously the weaponry is not exactly there for LFO. Only the AUG for Sterling, unkevlar. And now they try to start to push in. Great shot, but he's dinked up. Savage hits it. And now ASAP. Just a very, very low amount of HP underneath, and he's taken down. It's back to this 2-on-2. Weapon
Molly
secured.
on the
Bomb. Fantastic from ADK.
That's good awareness from ADK, realizing that the bomb is down, dropping it on, making sure that these low HP T players cannot go into the flames, grab the bomb without taking a fight, and then lose to the gun or the flames. Really nice awareness to come through in that situation. And here is this 5-1 scoreline that I was just harping on about. This is the time for LFO to get around, because if they don't, the half can honestly just completely escape from them.
Yeah, getting a little spooky. This is the time. This is the opportunity to get it done. Full kits. Full everything.
Slowness at the T-stairs yet again. Rinse and repeat. It's been the same thing for 10 years of CS. Bit of a change up, though, for LFO. We want to see some fast-paced things coming out from them. An AWP from Sterling. chelleos has brought his own to the party as well. Currently is situated over at Diggity, however. It's where he was playing with it more often than not against Vertex as well. Just yesterday. Wonder if LFO were able to figure that one out.
Some further utility, just buying time. Rooster have been very, very efficient with their utility on this CT side. It's very nice to see, quite refreshing. Clearly showing that they are very much in the server right now.
Not a lot of utility for Rooster to be able to still play with in this round. Especially if LFO go to the weaker side, which is the A side of the map now, due to the fact that ASAP's rotated away. Now the
Molotov actually sends chelleos off the line. Has to go back for the peak. Punished for it. But they still seem to keep their eyes sort of on B here, LFO.
Ooh, nade stack on towards ADK.
I like that.
Being able to dodge it. Oh, 8 HP. He's lucky.
So close. But now they have to overwhelm this because Savage has burnt down to a crisp. TJP is going to find it. Hats does get the response, and the lone member is all that's left in ADK. But they are here relatively quickly, but they do bring it into their advantage. 4-on-3, but look at ASAP. Great flash, but they're ready for it. chelleos doesn't quite find the timing on it. nettik still in CT, and I think that's going to be a quick little save, as is the classic tradition of the way that Inferno does play out.
Yep, pretty much. Save simulator. It's always one of those things with, you know, the community when you're getting a CS2 refresh and the same maps are there, but it's just an uplift. Is it really changing? There's a good discussion to be had on that regard. chelleos to see if he can hold on to the AWP. Getting one for good measure. Just get away with it. Be able to drop a teammate a weapon in the next round if they need it. ADK looking a little bit bare bones in his money situation. More importantly, though, for LFO, another round on the board. It was 5 in a row from Rooster after dropping that pistol. So is this going to be where the swing happens for LFO now. They get a taste of victory. More importantly, I think they get information on how they're winning these rounds. Bit faster paced, right?
Exactly. Showing a little bit more confidence. Because they are only sort of maybe 1.5 rounds away from breaking that Rooster economy. So they're looking for something a little bit quicker here, Rooster, but the Molotov will keep TJP at bay. It does go to a bit of a default here, but I do like this approach from Rooster, both getting in towards the side of Boiler. They might actually be able to find the pick here nice and early.
Yeah, potentially. Always do love the cheeky plays that Roosters can come up with when they're thinking about things instead of just their crosshair shooting. Because they are...
Savage has got an idea.
Oh, he's got the bottom player too. Nicely
that was
done.
good.
That's the
round done. Immediately. The round in its entirety. They can't do anything at all. I mean, there is still Hats kind of having a little bit of a look down towards bottom mid. TJP is trying to find some level of space, but they've just got all the control that they need here. I think he runs. Yeah, he does. Absolutely. Done.
Yeah, again, 2 kills, and then you just have to save this map. The state of CS at the moment needs a bit of a refresh. What does it look like, though, for the next round for Rooster with 3 members saving with the loss bonus? Now we can see TJP drop a weapon over. You'd love a situation where Chell can get that AWP back in his hands, but it's not going to be permitted. It's not going to be possible. Yeah, no lasting hunts either. So let's see. TJP can give a weapon over. There could be a FAMAS dropped, and then the rest of them get the utilities out. It's probably the way that we see Rooster engage in their buy in this round. Do we see some sort of different rush from them, though? I wouldn't actually mind seeing the mid plays that they were doing in yesterday's match. The deeper smoke in mid, bit of a peek in second mid, or you take it on the other direction of the map and you go for a bit of a nade stack banana, and you're trying to gain the control of that. Catch LFO off guard real early. They put players there in the pistol. They put players there early time and time again. So it might not be a bad idea. And that's exactly what they're doing, Mitch. It's banana quickness. Doesn't really work out, though, unfortunately.
Oh, at least they've got some semblance of control, though. Because Sterling took not even a chest mark. It was more on the noggin of that HE as he did walk up mid. So losing chelleos... actually do start to reposition now, so I think they've gathered that information. They've showed a bit of face, and now they're really, really stacking up on this A site, which is where LFO seem to be having their eyes peeled to.
The problem is for Rooster right now, there's no utility to stop a lot of things. There can be flashes barraged on over, there can be mollies, there can be smokes for everything for LFO, but now there needs to be Jules. Nettik's gone.
Going straight for it. Great opening from Sterling, and they're just dropping like flies here. ADK can't even get away from the flames. Licky finds another, and TJP is sitting pretty. I mean, this is good, but he has to overwhelm a whole lot of members, and Sterling's even going to get the quick scope and rip his head off.
Yeah,
so nicely done.
No space and no security for any of Rooster there, because dropping smokes on the site and the utility set that LFO were throwing in with, they've got all of the Molotovs and nades that you want for the standard positions where Rooster can be hiding. There's just no way of getting out of that situation. And now we're within 1. LFO have found their footing on this T side. And they might very well look to equalize here because it's just the pistols for Rooster. ADK with a FAMAS. 2 HE grenades, one of ASAP, one of nettik. Currently both players over at the B site. Wait to see if there's any scaling up from LFO. Try to get a cheeky early pick. Maybe peel for a weapon.
It's interesting seeing that level of complacency, though, here, from Rooster, like a slow down round approach. Usually on these ecos, they can go a little bit quicker. Another big nade as well onto the head of Hat. So great opening from ADK. Whether or not they reposition, though, now, because there surely should be a level of understanding from LFO as to what the round looks like here now that the nades are there.
Kind of don't want to give the tendencies over for LFO that you want to be doing these nade stacks time and time again. Rooster can, play around that, a position that they can act according to. It is a stack, though, at this B site. LFO could be losing this round.
Yeah, playing close, though, means that they have to run away from those mollies, but the utility is great. ASAP obviously held on to that AK for a little bit. ADK does get taken down, but nettik's there to respond as well. And this is an eco round that LFO do not want to be losing to at all. Good damage onto nettik, but now it's really, really awkward. A 2-on-3. They should be able to find one, but no, nettik with a swing. Now Sterling has to clutch it out here. It is awkward. 20 seconds left. And really, they can just play the timing however they sort of want here. They can live in the head of LFO. chelleos right on the line. Gets spotted. That's danger territory, Sterling. Oh, he should not be winning that round. It's even the Bodhi number at the end of HP for Sterling. 73.
Oh, the problem...
And the round is done 5-5.
The problem is for Sterling there that situation never should have occurred if LFO were putting in the work to get the information, right? You hear the footsteps, you see the utility, you're counting it out on the timing as well, and you're realizing that we've already lost a round running into an eco stack at this B site. We're not clearing anywhere to get the information if it's happening again, and it nearly happens again. So you got to be careful for LFO. Yes, they get the round, but just these little mistakes, they can collate together. They can be a problem later on when they switch to their T side if they don't give themselves enough space on this T side. And remember, I guess this map here is more 50-50. It's more, you know, sort of lent towards the T side in our region, which is why we need to see a lot more for LFO.
Definitely so, but at least they've kind of made a case towards their success here, right? You know, and it was the 10-5 deficit that LFO managed to recover from in that previous map. So
yeah,
Rooster found 5. LFO now looking a little bit more alive as it's all tied up again. But Sterling almost did let the cracks show. Ooh. Collateral for chelleos. Very nicely done. Holding on to Diggity strong as they start to wrap around. chelleos could even get a more. Surely not back-to-back. No, it's a third. Does he get the fourth? Not quite, Sterling. Good response. Takes off the head of the opposing AWP, but now as Savage is in position, he's going to get taken down, and Sterling all in his lonesome. He did clutch a cheeky round before, but now he's got a lot more angles to watch. Does spot down one member in ADK, bottom mid, but I think this is a little bit more than he can bite off here.
Too much damage already delivered from Chell getting that collateral. The third almost just cementing this round in stone. All you got to do as Rooster is make sure you're getting those trades. As soon as they spot out where Sterling is, they know that they just have to kind of play patient, right? A spot from ADK, if he finds him, he can just completely fall back to the site because you'll get a rotation from TJP and you can deny any plant going on down 20 seconds. ADK is actually just going to go for the challenge. There is a world if Sterling can one-tap him with his full HP, get the plant down, that maybe they could have got a plant in the round, but that would have been huge. Regardless, round over to Rooster, and they reclaim the lead.
Well played. A good response at an appropriate time, I would say, for Rooster. You know, I would sort of say if Rooster find 7 rounds on this CT side, I think LFO might have to be a little bit nervous as they swap the halves. Yeah, I agree. You know, especially the fact that, you know, a newer team is always going to feel the pressure a little bit more on that CT side. And there's chelleos, the walk-on in. APOC dud. It's actually a team flash. I think there was a little bit of BM in the chat from the tick of the chat that we could hear.
LFO, play down, Sterling. Heavy hitter from the last map.
What was it, 32 kills in regulation too.
If you go silent here as LFO and try and break into this site, you still then just have to contend with the 2 members who are dropping utility. Don't get the flames, set your util up and go in. Immediately shut down though. That's big. That should be the round.
Absolutely. Great response from ADK. Continuing to hold through here. chelleos already on the walk as well. Savage has no chance in this round. And it's a very, very big B-site defense. Rooster seem to have got a level of momentum back, and they are chomping at the bit to drag this one forward. LFO, the money is still equivalent to a purchase. But if they're unsuccessful in this one, it's going to make it awkward into the next. They're going to have to go for that save, and it'll be Rooster finding 9 rounds off the back of the 8th.
Yeah, 10-5 would be really interesting to see if Rooster would be able to close it on this map. This one, of course, can make things that much closer if Rooster are able to get this one, because, yeah, no money for LFO. That's a big opener, but immediately traded. Something that Rooster have done quite well in this map when they're getting these victories. It's on the back of these very quick trades. Now, again, they can just put a pause on the round, wait to see what LFO are going to do. An investigation in towards the top of brackets. However, Mitch, and it's just going to be rewarded once more.
Yeah, looking really scrappy from LFO these last few rounds. You know, chelleos there from the shoulder to look over from ASAP. And yeah, Apoc Dud alone on an island here. He has to go fishing for a little bit, but unfortunately there are no bites. And I don't think there will be either.
No.
No need.
No bomb. It's going to be very difficult for Apoc Dud to get back in this situation. The newest member to this LFO team, I might add.
It's been nice to see him in there.
Yeah.
Different opportunity.
It's also interesting because LFO as a team have multiple capable IGLs.
Yeah, you're right, yeah. And it is interesting to sort of see, like, who is that voice? Because I always sort of had the firm opinion that Licky actually handicapped himself by becoming an IGL a little while ago, you know, like almost to kind of what we might see or what we were sort of periodically seeing, like Inns being probably the best player in the region, had to put the pressure on himself to pick up the IGL role. Luckily for him, it is settling, like he is, you know, still performing whilst in that position where Licky, most of his performances took a heavy hit when he went from being one of the, you know, sharp young prodigies in the region to, you know, kind of keep your eye on into a position where he had to pick up the IGL because no one else really wanted to do it.
And you think about what that actually means now, right? Like he had his IGL stint. Savage went to IGL for a little bit as well and got some help from the team. Hats is more than capable and loves to speak and contribute. Sterling one point in time as well. And then Apoc Dud from his previous teams has. So there's 5 pretty much IGLs that could technically take the reign.
Yeah, literally. I think Sterling is the only one that really definitely wouldn't want to be doing it.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
An IGL AWP. It's what we do see on the flip side on Rooster.
Both from New Zealand as well, but looks like it's just going to be another quick wrapped up round as we just dribble on about what's sort of happening inside the server. It looks like, yeah, Rooster really got a wriggle on. And, you know, finding that 9th round, which I said is the last thing that LFO wanted to let happen. One more round, and that'll be double digits for Rooster, meeting what they did in the previous half, Komodo, in the previous map, rather. It was an opener 10-5 their way, but it was on the T side. Now Rooster are looking to solidify 10 here on the CT, going into their favored T side on the opposition. So I don't really know what's kind of going on for LFO here. They had a strong sort of middle of the half, but they've really fallen off in these last few, and I can't tell if it's good Rooster or bad LFO.
I think we're just along for the ride, to be honest with you. 9-5 can definitely be, you know, 9-6. It looks a bit better if you get the pistol round as LFO in the next half. Or if it's 10-5 and you get the pistol, you know, you can start to mount that comeback yet again.
Definitely. Oh, well, it's going to make for an interesting game regardless.
Absolutely.
You know, LFO find the pistol irrespective, and you already start to think about, okay, we've got another, you know, chance at full regulation on our hands, but either way, Rooster win this, we get 3 maps. We get to go to Overpass, which I think would actually arguably favor Rooster. LFO certainly a team that can play it, of course, but, you know, it's not like what we'd expect from a Rooster versus Vertex battle on that map. But then again, Rooster were very slow on Overpass up against Vertex. They weren't really happy to take mid, but time will tell. We'll see. Yeah.
Definitely will sweeten the pot, though, for LFO if they can get this one. A bit quiet up through Banana at the moment. Dodge some utility. A lot of time can be bought from Rooster with the useful that they can still invest in towards the top of it. But again, this is a repeat of the previous rounds.
There we go from Apoc Dud and Hats. Nice little entry in together, holding hands. A hop, skip, and a jump their way through. This is going to be a 3-on-5 retake and a last-ditch effort. They have to go for this, Rooster.
Oh, okay.
Good response.
That's the first bit of util still.
One opened up. Makes it at least doable here, but as time continues to tick out, they have got the kits, but that Molotov is going to make it really awkward. They're all going to have to flood out of the construction position. Hope they've got their hard hats and white cards available. Straight on in. Licky holds it. Will lock it down, and as they try to get some level of smoke down, nettik and chelleos do find 2, but Licky should be able to close up, but it's the backstab from Sterling. Not enough time to do the crime, and LFO will have 1 response back. It's a 9-6 half. Let's see who can bring it back straight away. Straight back into it. 9-6 is the half so far here, Komodo. It has been a belter of a series. 16-14 in the first of Mirage. And now as Rooster switch the half onto their favored side of T. Do LFO have to take it back, or what's it going to go? How's it going to be?
Yeah, I think the pistol round is going to decide a lot for both of these squads at the moment as well. Who can just get their foot one in front of the other early on in this half. Dualies for LFO. Flash for hats there as well. Flash.
Great stuff. Good response as well. The utility usage from Rooster has been pretty hot so far, and they're actually happy with their one and done for this position.
Yeah, go over towards the A site. You're just going to have to battle against two new players on the LFO side.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Wrong decision.
Love to see that.
Absolutely the wrong decision.
4 big kills. Surely Licky wants 5 here as well. He's heard the location of ASAP. Even has a molly to let it simmer.
And has the bomb.
Yeah. I mean, look, don't count ASAP out, right?
No,
You're
but
just hunting for the ace at this point.
Go for it, he may as well. Ah, Sterling.
How are you going to do that to your boy, Sterling? That's all I'm saying.
Look, you win the round. Licky was in the kill feed as an assist. He just didn't hit the headshot, so it's his own fault, right? Oh, no plant for Rooster. On the T side, you're probably not going to be forcing on up, which means that it does give LFO a good chance to get this to the 8th. And then you one away from Rooster tying them up. We're going to nade stack from the T's to come on through, though. TJP chilling 80k. Is it mid or is it banana? Top of banana immediately, and hats is going to count 1, 2, and 3. Still on 100 HP.
Easy farm, easy money. And hats will pick up a couple.
Yep, easy round. There's the 8th. No nonsense shooting. Get it over and done with. Get your buy up for Rooster. Chelleos, is he going raid boss, or is he sticking with the Tech 9 and all of the util? Looks to be the latter. So we'll see if this is the one that Rooster can get to find double digits and get started real early on the T side. Remember, it was a pistol for LFO. And there was 5 or 6 rounds in a row for Rooster that just went their way. So we want to see something early on. Still for both of these teams, for LFO to continue success, for Rooster to get started on the T side. Those are the positives for both. And the negatives, well, that's just cop and L's.
Definitely is. So tight scoreline once more. We've been here in that previous map. It's going to be ASAP to get the entry. So that's actually the lid of the can ripped off immediately, yeah. And I think just an immediate save call for LFO, and I don't blame them, but I still hate it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Inferno.
This is probably
how's your day, mate?
This is the strongest, like, argument for why this map needs to be removed from the pool. Because you can get 1 or 2 kills, and then you're saving for 40 seconds.
Now, anyone who's heard me cast before knows that I am a big Greyhound biased boy. So I'm torn. Inferno is our best map internationally, right? But even when I watch it, I still hate it because you see them, you know, get those 1 or 2 entries towards either site, and it's like, well, oh, okay, a save. Even at absolute tier 1. Because in the exact same time, though, like, Inferno has had some of the best matches we've ever seen on it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And I think, again, just while we've got these exit kills being hunted, it's a good time for damage to be able to find, see if they get any. The argument for an MR12 would most likely change how Inferno plays because you can't justify saving time and time again. You would have to go for a retake in those situations because you don't have as many rounds to get a comeback happening.
But don't let this distract you from what Komodo was saying, that FaZe lost a 15-11 lead at the Boston Major.
Yeah. If you want to hit a little bit more close to home, it's Greyhound's lead that they lost in overtime.
Don't do that to me. I can't take it.
That's why I said it hits more close to home.
Never want to go back to live that moment, watching them at their 15-9 scoreline on Ancient against Bad News Eagles. But that's for a tale for another day. We're not going to be seeing Ancient in this map. But we do see a good opening from Sterling. Like, is he going to have to be the one to carry the team forward again? He didn't carry, but he was certainly a heavy hitter. Yeah, now moving up towards this position of B.
See what can happen. No, nettik overlooking that there's no smoke at CT. Your teammates never threw it. Although, at least they have overwhelmed the forces at this B site to get a plant down 3 versus 3. Oh, but ADK.
Does he hear it?
2 here. They're looking for him. Timing. Okay, he's been spotted. Everything is noted. They know where both players are.
They were actually able to drop the bomb as well in this position. So it's a very, very awkward round. I do like the reroute from ADK.
The problem is LFO just need to group up and go. There was a timing window that is slowly closing because ADK is now here. And there's that smoke. They saw the direction it's bounced from. They should know ADK is here. Because they didn't see TJP cross.
So LFO needs to kind of get a bit of a wriggle on, right? They do have the kits, obviously, but they've got enough utility in hand. Sterling is going to send the flash over the top. The Molotov makes it very, very awkward. They're straight through, and Licky looking towards Nana. This is a horrible round on a retake from LFO.
Wow.
Sterling tries to pick up the UMP, and that was scrappy.
Yeah, that was not the way that you want to be mounting a retake if you're LFO whatsoever. As I said, there was an opportunity for them when they, as soon as they saw the player over at A from Rooster, they could have pounced on the side itself and tried to overwhelm TJP. But unfortunately, you know, they don't get the same views and info that we get here. Bit unfortunate. Means that Rooster holding on to this lead, extending it, probably more so with the lack of a purchase that LFO have now. Waiting for these pistols to kind of end the round. Slowly but surely. The big thing about Inferno, right? It's these save times that you got to talk about things, and it's these pistol rounds.
Yeah, no, exactly right. That's what I was going to sort of mention.
Content.
What I was going to mention.
Alrighty, nicely done from nettik. Nicely done. 12-8. Gonna get another buy from LFO in this new round. Are we going to see something different, right? It's the same rinse and repeat strategies that we're getting time and time again of this utility exchanging. We're not getting a lot of aggression. We're not getting totem pole boost per se over at the B side of the map. No util stacking to come through from LFO. Want to see something a little bit different from them because at these points in time, right? This is probably your... No, sorry. This is not probably. This is your last chance to play in front of a home crowd. You should be pulling out everything, essentially, in this game.
God knows even if it'll be on CS2 or CSGO. 2 months away. ESL Pro League around the bend. Only 7 days from starting. Rooster obviously in position for that one. First matchup will be against arguably world #1 Heroic, depending on what rankings you want to go by.
They lost to ENCE recently, so are they still #1? Does it always
Dunno.
fluidly change, or does that not
look,
matter?
it's what ENCE, Heroic, and Vitality that are the arguments for the top 3. Here is that. Which way you want to take it, we'll see later.
My argument is, will Sterling hit the shot? A is yes, B is no. And we're going over to A, so I guess it's yes, and we'll see him shoot on a retake later.
Very good. He's actually already starting to send Savage over towards that rotation, which is going to be the wise choice as the utility does start to rain down. Motorway and Library smoked off, and the wrap in does start to occur. Apoc Dud is going to have a lot of pressure on him as he does actually get that leg shot onto him, and TJP rips the head off. But look at Savage, the timing, it could be everything for the big man right now. He spots 2, looking for a 3rd, but the timing, the position, the bombs dropped in Graveyard as Savage puts them inside it. Now into this 3 versus 2 position. Savage, the timing is perfect for him. And now they just have to wait for the dust to settle here. The Molotov will be good, but depending on how quickly they want to try and fight the fight, Sterling looking to hit that shot, but he does miss.
Another 2 versus 3. You can't lose this if you're LFO.
Really need to make it work. ASAP, straight flash, lining him up. And he looks for a 3rd. It's all going to be down onto Savage, who did find the opening couple of kills, and he wants to go for it. He wants to go for this fight. He knows that there's a member inside Mini Pit, but As the clock does start ticking, does he just want to save the weapon? It's such a rough one. The hunger, the fire inside him says yes, but the body is unwilling. Apparently, the brain takes him away. And he just does go for the save. Rooster finds 13 here in Komodo. I think that's, you know, we're starting to kind of write the last few sentences of the chapter of Inferno for LFO.
It's just another situation where Rooster have, you know, a bomb down, a player deficit, and someone just gets a multi-kill, right? Savage dropping the bomb over at Graveyard, seeing that he's dropped it, having a teammate next to him at Archers, and them not deciding to disrespect the smoke when they know that bomb has to be retrieved. It's those split-second decisions that someone just needs to call that and go through. Because now there is no affordance of a mistake for LFO after this round, unless they want to try and battle OT.
Oh, man. LFO really fell off. Just giving too much opportunity up to Rooster. And this is the thing I talk about constantly. This curse, this plague that Inferno brings to the CT side of Oceanic teams. You know, Vertex can do it here and there. Greyhound have gotten up to, you know, a level of European standard on their CT side, but everyone else just can't seem to really put it together, and nettik just gets the entry immediately. Obviously, it is just the pistols, but Licky with one to respond means that at least Rooster will slow the approach for just a few minutes.
Just the pistols, though. So, yes, you can say that you want to see some damage to come out from LFO in this one. And, I mean, 2 AKs is certainly possible, right? You just have to make sure you're getting the right call. And for Hats, it's probably 5 seconds ago to clear Banana and get a rotate over. Unless Savage gets something with this A1S, that AK isn't going to really do much.
Oh, away. Oh, that was the one opportunity, wasn't it? Now Licky, middle of the site. Has he been spotted? Oh, my God. TJP, the Goomba stomp. Hats really will just probably want to save this AK as Sterling can go hunting on his own. But yeah, this is grim. This is really grim. The last ditch effort now will come out for LFO. At least Sterling will be able to recover a weapon, but can he hold on to it will be the question.
I don't want to talk about Overpass just yet, which will be essentially just a BO1 to close the series. Clean slate for both teams. I think gives a little bit more confidence if this does go Rooster's way 16-8, that they might be a little bit more favorited. They do love an Overpass. You know, they've got a cleaner map as opposed to LFO's victory 16-14. Saving these weapons is actually pretty crucial for LFO as well. Does mean they can get some weapons over, get an AWP out. You would absolutely require that on at least one of these members right now for LFO, I do believe. But again, I kind of want to see them go for something that is a little bit untoward, right? That we wouldn't usually associate with LFO.
Yeah.
Get something aggressive happening. Smoke top mid and boost over it on the pallet. You know, do something different to catch Rooster off guard, because at the moment, playing mainstream is not working.
No. Well, there's been, you know, no apartments control, no mid control, no banana control. It's just been a very generic kind of wait to see what happens kind of play. And a lot of the time that just doesn't work out. And this is what I sort of mean about, you know, these newer rosters. LFO never historically had an overly strong CT side on Inferno back in the Encore days. So we now need to see some level of a change up here. You know, Hats obviously with that experience, spending so much time with Greyhound, a fantastic Inferno team, himself included. So just not enough time together, you know, to be able to not only have the confidence to take the extremities of the CT side on Inferno, to be able to do it against Rooster is an extra.
Yeah. So, talk about the mainstreamness of it. It's pretty readable. Alright, let's trade. It's fine.
How does nettik get the damage here? Oh my God, nettik. There is no way he should still be living.
Now it's just going to be the steamroll up from Rooster. Brackets control. You can use nettik as a human flashbang, essentially.
Sterling does miss the shot, but connects in the end. So he can reposition now towards site. Doesn't mind an A-site hold, Sterling, but I think they're pretty happy with this position from chelleos. He's made the call. It's going to be all onto Licky to see what he can do here. He is playing the slide off angle, so he has to be careful that he doesn't give up the position here. Straight back onto that line is ADK. He will get a smoke down, but now that kind of does start to divide him from the rest of the team. They are moving, but he's heard the footsteps, ADK. He actually wants to move through the smoke. He wants to go for this fight, but no, he doesn't. Apoc Dud will find him, and now it's all left onto the captain in chelleos. He's actually going to be flamed off, so Licky, round lies on his shoulders. And that's the change in tune that you wanted to see from LFO.
Again, still kind of needs to be flawless, though, to make sure that Rooster don't find that map point. Then you have to fight for overtime. Give them no worries about any money situations that they'll be plagued with a couple of times if this comeback starts to happen from LFO. They themselves as well can have a breath of fresh air because they don't need to money manage just as much for the ending of the rounds. You know, these conclusions, we need to make sure LFO are holding enough to still carry over properly into the next round on that comeback. 2-player deployment to the B side, 3 towards the other on A. We've got a lot of utility for both these teams to start to exchange down. Banana, good chip damage from the HE, better from the spray on a TJP, but again, no proactivity on the back of it, and exchanging of positions where Savage holds point, but they're actually going to opt to fall on back. This HE could actually end TJ here. No.
HP's low. Couple of these members, but still plenty of time to work with Komodo.
Yeah, 4 versus 4, a minute to go. Eventually, you'll start to bleed out on your utility as LFO. Licky has everything behind him as well. He's currently positioned at the pit, so he can drop it to help Apoc Dud out. Wouldn't mind him, you know, smoking off something as soon as they hear the utility immediately to the archers. Apoc Dud call for something. Call for a bit of assistance because there's a quick trade. Now it's all onto Licky.
Former AWPer with a one and done there as Licky, again the hero in that previous round, will try his best to continue that trend. chelleos is in a great position to deny, but now he watches back on that flank as Licky has to be aware of the graveyard. Nettik has been very much the undertaker in this series, Komodo. I hear you whispering about Savage in position, but he has to try and help out Licky. Utility now starts to march on out. Licky's taken low, but he's like a thief in the night. Nettik somehow does get it done from the grave. And he's in that 1v3 clutch now, but the bomb is down on site. There is no time, or is there? No, okay. We'll calm down for just a second.
Yeah, what I wanted to say is for Licky in that situation, he was getting sprayed down by a player at Diggity, utiled out, and he knew the other player was wrapping as well, still holding all 4 pieces of utility. Times like that, you know, you go for a bit of a delaying factor yourself early. You throw that flash out, you can smoke yourself for the one-way. There was a lot of outs that Licky actually had there. I think more importantly, he was just buying time and being a focus of Rooster to afford the rotate for his teammates. And now we get something a little bit different from Rooster.
Yeah.
Straight shooting ain't working, and it still ain't gonna. ADK on a secondary AWP on the T side. Down for the count.
Sterling really has sort of found his spot again. Such importance is held on the CT side at AWPer, but oh, Hats going a little bit lonely there. You know, you can tell he's over eager to kind of be down there, which is interesting, right? Because Savage, the young fragger, you'd think that he'd be joining him, right? It's not going to be an individual play of you flash for me. You'd think both of them would be down trying to fight that fight, but apparently not. There seems to be a little bit of a level of disconnection on this B hold. 4v4 now. Holding that line will be Sterling. He's at least able to sort of join back again as Savage has been sent around for the rotate. Weapon recovered now for Nettik. AWP back into the hands of chelleos, and they're just going to freeze, pause, hold the time.
And if the AWP stays on the line for Sterling, it could be worth its weight in gold. If he's not flashed off the line,
surely going to be a flash.
And that's, yeah, dry swing from TJ, ill-timed.
Has to get moving, though, quickly around this one. It is going to be ASAP actually finding that frag onto Savage. Savage somehow really just getting murked in this round. Another Molotov comes on in, which means they will be able to afford that bomb plant. So they've got the time to move on over. 1 kit, 2 actually, in the hands of these A players that start to rotate over.
Oh, where does Licky want to throw this incendiary? There's a smoke to go banana as well. They can cordon off a bunch of these problematic angles on the retake. There's the first ace up down.
Exactly. They flooded them out from big box there. So that's a great start. nettik is in a dangerous position, but a dangerously strong one as they do line him up. chelleos, nettik, hitting heads. And Licky, yeah, he doesn't want to bar of it. It was too late again.
Too far back behind the action.
Yeah, I guess like at least there, you know, that was nettik and chelleos getting the 2 quick picks, right? It wasn't just like a lone soldier or a poor take. But that's Rooster now finding map point. And we'll be back 1-1 on the scoreline, and we'll have to obviously fall ourselves into overpass, Komodo, to determine who's going to be facing up against Vertex.
Yeah, and look at the money situation of LFO as well. It does not give good confidence that they're going to be able to mount a 5-round in a row comeback, which means that it is very likely overpass is within 15 minutes away. We will see. Maybe we have a change up. Maybe there's a way that they can make it work, but I just don't have confidence as well from just the mundane CT side that we've seen from LFO. Not enough risk taking, not enough proactivity. Sort of saw the same on Mirage as well.
Oh, great flash. I was almost going to say it might have gone a bit too far, but Hat's caught on an island once more. I really sort of feel like, and it's horrible for me to say, but this disconnection on the B site defense has just let so many rounds slip out of the hands of LFO. Just looking a little lost. They're just not in positions to trade, Komodo. And now, yeah, exactly right. 2 FAMASas left, and one of them's gone. It's all Licky on his lonesome. And congratulations, Rooster. You found yourself a 3rd map.
And there it is. Yep, 16-10. So I guess at the end of the day, enough was afforded by Rooster on their CT side for the switch up that they were able to not need to do too much on the exchange of the half. So yeah, very well played. Just more aware and